Alright, so I went ahead and based and cleared the rack. The parts that you're gonna see, which is really just that. And I put a little base back here just to protect it a little bit, but none of that's gonna be seen. It's gonna be all be covered. So now I'm gonna go ahead and paint the batteries, base coat and clear coat, and those are gonna be navy blue. So that's next. All right, here are the batteries, guys. So anytime I'm painting batteries or anything plastic, I use a adhesive promoter. This Bulldog, this is pretty much the best in the business. I use this on a regular basis on anything plastic or flexible. It works great. So I did wax and grease, cleaned them up real good. They're brand new batteries, but they've been dusty, moving them in and out of the trunk, you know, for fitment and everything. So wax and grease, I'm gonna hit them with the Bulldog adhesive promoter and then let it dry and then go straight to base and clear. I do 2 coats of base and 2 coats of clear. So I'll bring you back when I get closer. All right, there you go. 2 coats of base, 2 coats of clear. Came out really nice. It's a midnight blue. Oh, a little bug right there. Gotta get him out. Get around to this side. Alright, so that part's done. Let these dry and saw them tomorrow. Go ahead and start making the battery cables. Really like this color. It's really dark, looks just like the interior. So here it is with the batteries, guys. You can see the color a little bit better on the batteries now. I guess now that it's up against the light blue. Came out real nice, I like them. Rack came out nice. This is shiny. I like the hold downs. So you see it coming together now. I still need to hard line the dump wires, so I'm gonna have to make some holes on the pedestal and just run the wires through the bottom so it can be hidden. Everything's gonna be hidden as much as possible. All right, so I had already ran the wiring to the back of the trunk. My boy Lone Star came and wired this, and he finished up the hard line for the pressures while I worked on the cables for the batteries and just running other wiring. So I just wanted to show you the sequence of the switches. It's kind of hard to do this with one hand, but so here's the wiring. So you got 7 wires, right? 4 for the dumps, 2 for the pumps, which go to your solenoids front and back, and then red for the 24. So right here, so front is going to be this switch. This is up and down front. Second switch is up and down back, and then the third and the fourth switch are the dumps. So if you go down, it's going to be left and right for the back, and if you go up, it's going to be left and right for the front. So these are just dumps. So front, back, and then your dumps. So on the Rocket, I got it set up a little bit different. So on that one, it also has 4 switches. It's got front, back, and then this one's like a whip. Like if you go up, the back goes up, and if you go down, the front goes up. So it just kind of whips up, you know, front and back pretty quick. And then the fourth switch on the Rocket is the corners. Down is right, and then up is left for the rear corners. So there's a lot of ways you can wire these things. So I just wanted to go through the wiring on here, and also to keep a reference for myself, because sometimes I go back and I gotta relearn things. So here they are. Here's the wiring. Again, 7 wires right here and here. Black, white, red, yellow, green, blue, orange, and here, there. This is how they're wired on the switch panel right there. All right, so I'm gonna use this panel right here for this switch, for the switch panel. I haven't screwed it in yet, so I can show y'all. So this is aluminum. It's not wood. It's not real wood grain. So there's your 2 screws right here, and they don't interfere with anything there. So I'll go ahead and put this stuff back together, and then I can put my switch wire up. We also got some LEDs. They're really nice. They're really bright. I don't know if you can see the one over there. Some over here. And I got the ones for the roof, but I need to take off this headliner so I can redo it. And then I have some over there for the sail panel. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do about the upper lights. They work, they light up. They have a very faint yellow color to them. So I may leave those like that, or maybe, I don't know. I haven't decided, so. But anyways, the interior LEDs are really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and bolt this up, and then maybe zip tie that somewhere secure where it's not in the way, and then put the rest of this together. All right, so there it is. It's all mounted. Everything's put back together. Approved? Is it approved? Yeah, okay. So now we're gonna change it. Front, back, corners, there you go. And that's really nice. It's nice and sturdy.
I want it gold now.
Gold? Okay, take it off. Just take it off. Alright, so now we're gonna start changing into the front suspension. The rear is all done. It's got all the cutouts and everything. So I'm gonna jack up the car. Get these shocks out, drill some holes, and remove the upper A-arms on both sides because I'm going to extend them. See, a lot of this stuff here is going to be cut out. Like all this, it goes down to about right past right here. Maybe about right there. All this gets cut out, and then I'm going to do a straight cut here. Boom. On both sides, and then add the metal between, you know, right in between that line, just 1 inch, 1.25 inches. So that's the next project on the hydraulics, and then I also get to run the hoses. So let me start taking this stuff off. So I got the hydraulics done, guys, for now. The only thing left to do in the trunk is the paneling, which pretty much makes everything look pretty. So it's gonna have a floor here, and then there's gonna be 2 separate pieces on each side of the whammy that go around the hard line here and to the back. It's gonna be a little weird shape, but it's gonna cover the hoses over there on that side, so you won't see the hoses, and the same for over here. And then I have the side panels, and I'm gonna put a whole panel over here in the back, right here, right past the hoses. And I'm probably gonna do that one last because I'm gonna put some music in here. But there it is. I'm gonna skip the paneling for now because I really need to wet sand and buff this car and put it back together. I've been holding off on that for a good little while here, just trying to get other stuff finished up. But there it is. It came out nice. I was able to find these chrome acorns at the hardware store. I like them. Here's how the custom hold downs came out. Painted with the chrome bolt. I'm really happy with the setup. There's no leaks. You can see all the hoses, everything are ran under the whammy. I got 10-inch cylinders in the back, 8-inch cylinders in the front, and there's the car just completely laid out. Got the 13s on it. I didn't have to do much modifications to fit the 13s other than the bolts on the caliper in the front. They were hitting the wheel a little bit, so I just shaped them down maybe like 1/8 of an inch, and they were able to work. I did buff out the front end and put the front end together. As you can see, I got my gold pieces in. So the header panel forward is buffed out. The paint looks really nice. I'm really loving the new color with the gold. I still have a number of gold parts to put on, but I can't do that until I finish buffing the car, you know, put the side trim on and all that other stuff. But overall, man, I'm really happy with the car so far. I'm real excited to get this thing going. So next up is just cut and buff the rest of the car. You can see most of it is already sanded, and then put it back together. I was waiting to do that because I wanted to paint the undercarriage. It was real, not maybe like surface rust from being parked in the garage so many years. There was no gunk. There was nothing crazy under there. So what I did is I lifted up the car, put it on jack stands, pressure washed the whole undercarriage, wire wheeled most of it, and I painted it black. So I'll lift it up here and show y'all. And here are a couple of pictures of that process. So everything's nice and clean now on the bottom. And the reason I wanted to do that before I buffed the car was because of overspray from the black paint. I knew some was gonna get on the car, so I didn't want to be buffing or sanding twice. So I still need to assemble all this back end. I did get the bumpers on. I'm not sure where I left off on the paint parts, but I did paint all the inserts to match the color of the car, and you know, that's gonna be all the way around. That'll probably be shown in the next video. I also did extend the upper A-arms 1.25 inches. That was my first time doing these arms. They're kind of funky, but they came out really nice. Let me lift up the car and show y'all the undercarriage. So start here in the back. As you can see, everything painted, wheel wells, everything. So I'm running coil unders. Again, 10-inch cylinders with 1-ton pre-cuts. I didn't want to put nothing chrome under here, but these were the only sets of springs that I had. They were chrome plated, they were brand new, so I just went ahead and ran them. I welded a deep cup on the axle, and then I'm running deep cups up top. So that's locked up right there, front and back. Show you the front here. So these are the arms. They look stock, and that was what I was going for. I did have to cut off, you know, a big piece around here, and I extended them 1.25 inches. and molded all the welding in, so you can't really tell where they're extended from. And all in all, the arms, that was my first time doing these. They took me 8 hours for both of them, from start to finish, from cutting them all the way to epoxy. They're in black epoxy now, and they came out really good. I'm happy with the way they turned out. These arms, where these bolts are up top, they have a lot of adjustment, so I don't like my wheels kicked out too much. I actually like them to wear evenly, so they're pretty straight. As you can tell, they don't have a big tuck, I guess that's what people call it. I really don't like that. I like my wheels to be straight when I lift up my car and straight when it goes down. So I extended them 1.25 inches, and then with the adjustment on the frame, I moved them all the way in. So I could actually kick them out quite a bit, but like I said, I like my tires to wear evenly, and it just makes for a better ride, because this tread is already thin, man. Look at that. With the extension, you know, you're only riding on one side of it, half of the tread, and then your car tends to walk all over the road, and I hate that. People think it looks good, or you know, they can say whatever they want, but at the end of the day, that rides like crap. You can't steer at all. So take it as you will. Here's the back. This part of the exhaust is going to be cut out pretty much from the muffler back, needs to be replaced. Everything from the muffler forward is new, but you can see the back, it has holes, and well, it's kind of rusty. So, and then the shocks, I'm also going to replace the shocks. I got a couple of brand new shocks coming in. I like riding shocks in the back just for a little bit of comfort. Again, 1-ton pre-cuts all the way around, and man, so far it rides pretty good. So that's it for the hydraulic video until I panel the whole thing, and then I'll make another video of that. I'm going to be using vinyl and 1/4 inch MDF wood to make the cutouts, and then I'm going to dye the vinyl. I wasn't able to find vinyl the actual color of the inside. Everything was a lot lighter. It looked kind of funky, so I have the navy blue vinyl dye that you spray from a gun. So once I wrap everything in the blue vinyl that I have, I'm going to spray it to match the interior. So all this is going to look real nice once it's finished off. So let me show you the car in a couple different positions, just front and back. And we'll have more to come once the car is completely buffed out and assembled.